you know. Now you know. Take a big step away from who you were. Flashing that smile and the whole world's a blur. Dancing in the limelight, oh you're on in the night. Looking fresh, looking tight, honey. Yeah, you got 'em hanging on your every word. But no.
Positively Powerful Wednesday, 10 a.m. Fitz and Stacey Steinmiller with you once again to talk about stuff. That's it. It's a good opener.
Yeah.
Stuff.
Perfect. I love that one.
Boy, I'm actually impressed that I did this, that I was actually able to make it. Everything was conspiring against me this morning, but I prevailed. My goodness.
You did it.
The first reason why I was running behind is because I decided to make my family breakfast, even though I really didn't have time, but I did it anyway. So that was an act of love. And then when I get here and I'm getting set up and then nothing's working, and you know how it is when stuff just doesn't work. And then for some reason, 3 reboots fixes it all. Yay. Who knows? Technology can't live with it. Can't live without it. Wow. So you're like, you're going into this blind. You're like, I have no idea what this crazy mofo is going to ask me to talk about. And to be honest, I don't know either. I have no idea. Actually, what I wanted to talk about was trying to, how do I even put this? Like making kindness your language, like going almost in the times that we're living in right now, when you feel like they just couldn't possibly get any more divisive, and boom, it gets more divisive. And I start thinking about all the hatred and everything that we're seeing from all angles. And I'm like, what can I do? Little old me in my little old bubble, what can I do to just bring a little bit more positivity to the world, in my own way, just so that I feel like I'm contributing to the goodness of the universe and not feeding the negative power. Because it's so easy. It's easy to just jump on a side and start, filling all that negativity in there, and that hatred and back and forth and us and them and whatnot. And it just goes against what's natural to me.
Yeah. Well, it sounds like you're doing kindness by making your family breakfast.
Little things.
Kind. Yeah. And it's just being kind. And I think the internet is not a accurate representation when it just has the loudest and most angriest voices that are heard on there. So I think it's understanding where good dialogue happens, and it doesn't happen usually on an internet post.
Yeah,
right?
and social media, the algorithms feed your bias, so it just keeps giving you more of what you believe, and so that just keeps strengthening it and making it more powerful, so that it gets to a point where you can't hear any other opinion. You won't hear any other opinion. And so it just makes me sad. And I don't like to be sad. I don't like to be discouraged. I like to, I see posts of people saying we should have a national divorce, and everybody, the left should secede, the right should secede. And I'm like, first of all, logistically, that's freaking impossible. Don't even try that. Like, how are you going to get half the people in the country to, like, it doesn't make any sense. It's like not even it would be one thing if like everybody who believed one thing was on the left half of the country and everybody else was on the right half of the country, but that's not how it freaking works. So it's like, you tell me how we're going to get everybody to like form their own country so that like minds will prevail in their own country. That's not what this country was founded on. You know, it's founded on differences of opinion and having a dialogue and coming to a compromise so that we can push forward as one nation. Give me my soapbox is on fire.
You're on fire today.
On fire.
Yeah. So the word attention, it's like, is it helpful to give attention to people who are saying these things? Like, how, if you want to be helpful, is that a helpful use of your time and energy to listen to dumb ideas that have no intention of discourse or problem solving?
Yeah. And like, so when all of the most recent hubbub was happening, I was posting pictures of my cats and my dog and like, you know, sun and trees and nature and things that bring me joy, things that I enjoy being in. And that was like maybe selfish of me to be like, well, this is what I want to talk about. So we're all talking about this on my feed. You know, there's a cat in a box. My cat loves to jump in a box. All of them, all those cats. You take 50 cats from all around the world and you put a box that they're all going to jump in that box. And that's, you know, it's like that's
universal truth.
Universal truth. And there's a beauty in that. There's a beauty that you cannot understand someone's language. And there's a cat from Uzbekistan right there, and the guy's got his cat, and you put a little square on the ground and the cat, you know, sits in there, and you're like, and you both laugh and you have no idea how to communicate with each other, but you know that our cats are going to act the same. I don't know. I'm getting off on a tangent, but I like cats. What can I do?
It's predictable and known in a time that feels very unpredictable and chaotic. So it brings a sense of comfort and calm to have something predictable and known and cute. But yeah, I mean, you get to talk about whatever you want to talk about. I guess I would like caution to not just throw that stuff out there in attempts to I'd like change other people, but more just being mindful of your attention. If you want to share something that brings you joy and happiness, then you share that and you just genuinely share it without any attachment to what happens with it or who engages with it.
I don't get mad because I only got 3 likes or whatever, you know. Nobody likes my cat in a box. Screw you guys. No, that's, you know, there were actually people that like commented, thank you. Thank you for posting a picture of a cat in a box. And it's like, you know, that's what I want to do when I go to the store, when I'm out in public, and, you know, a lot of times people, you know, you walk with your head down, you look away, you don't make eye contact and stuff like this. And I'm going out of my way to make eye contact with complete strangers and smiling at them.
That is really helpful, actually.
You know,
it's really helpful for you as well.
Yeah, it makes me feel good. Hopefully it makes them feel good in some way, because then you go, well, there's a nice person. There's someone who's smiling. There's someone who wants me to smile back. And that's another universal truth, smiling.
Yep.
You know, and it's something that we as and I just embracing our humanity is where we should all be right now. We should be focusing on the things that unite us as a species, as a race, not a race, but a human race. You know what I mean? Like,
I know what you mean.
It's like, you know, we all have the same internal organs. We all have the same moving parts that all work the same and can be hurt the same and all that kind of stuff. And I don't know. It's just that I just have this really strong urge to bring forth as much kindness and happiness as I can into the world. And if I could run outside and create a big freaking rainbow with my magic wand, I would do that. But alas, I do not have a magic wand.
Right. I would challenge that you're already doing that. You wanted to do this, podcast every week. Pretty much most of your clients all spread some sort of healing, joy, positivity, understand, right? Like, so you give a platform that goes beyond yourself and to other people that are, desiring to serve the world in some way. So I honestly would lean into what are all the ways that you're already creating these channels and already making a difference. It's so easy. The mind will discount. And if it's not perfect, we'll say, I'm not doing enough. I must not be doing enough.
Yeah.
But you're actually doing quite a bit, Scott. like, so yeah, I think it's kind of focusing on maybe what we're already doing so that so that like a little helplessness, voices don't, come in as much. And I would encourage everybody to do that feels like they're not doing enough right now, is to really look at all that you are doing, because you are doing a lot more than you realize you are.
Yeah. And that just making it a goal to start small. Like, I want to do one act of kindness, no matter how small it may be, to a complete stranger.
Mm-hmm.
Even, I mean, you're walking past someone and you can either go hi, or you can go, hey, how's it going? That might freak people out, but still, it comes, it comes from a place of sincerity and authenticity. And when you see someone do that, when they go, hey, how you doing? You're like, wow, that guy's really freaking outgoing. And you kind of go, okay, that was weird, but I liked it for some reason. I don't know why,
Yeah. Yeah. And so like community, and so it's just really being in community and like actually in it, in person, going out in the world, doing things, being with people. And I think that's a real big antidote to what we see online, where it's more divisive. People are alone. You're more apt to insult and not understand, versus when you're actually out and in the world. Um, so yeah, I think being in community is really important.
The irony of social media, right? It's like it's designed to connect, and if anything, it's done more dividing than any other tool that we've had. I mean,
Right. It depends on
it
how you
can
use
be.
it,
It can
right?
be. Yeah.
It
Yeah.
can be very I've connected with so many amazing people around the
Right.
entire world because of social media.
Right. Right.
And yeah, like I do a lot of my work on Zoom and things like that. But it like anything, it's how you use
Yeah.
it, if it's going to be healthy or not. So yeah, you have to, I guess, back to the first word that came to my mind when we started, like your attention, like where are you putting your attention? Um, and if you want to embody more kindness, then it's putting your attention on kindness, not on the divisiveness, not on,
Right.
those conversations that aren't going to go anywhere. Like, is this a good use of my time, my energy, my attention? But yeah, maybe smiling at a stranger might be a good use of your energy and attention.
And and
Yeah.
this September has been some of the nicest weather that I can
It
remember
has.
in
Yes.
recent
Ever.
history. I mean, it's
Mhm.
just been, my lawn is dead, but whatever. That'll come back eventually,
Yeah, it
But
was pretty dry
wow,
this summer. Yeah.
it's just been, deep blue skies and nice warm weather,
Yeah.
and just
Yeah.
it's my kind of happiness weather. um
Yep.
so that's been very helpful,
Yeah.
and it's encouraged me to get out at after work, get out and take the dog for a walk, for a nice long walk, and just soak in the gratitude of
Mhm.
my surroundings, soak in
Yeah.
the just being outside and, smelling the fresh air and hearing the wind go through the trees and just all of the things around me that like that that has been probably my focus for the last couple of weeks on a daily basis, which has really helped with my mindset. I would highly suggest other people to do that. And we've talked about that before, if you need to switch things up, go for a walk, get out in nature and that kind of thing. But wow, I mean it's just so amazing when it hits you, and I get really excited about that, about almost to the I know this is weird, but almost to the point where I'm like I want to cry
Mhm.
because I'm so grateful
Yeah.
for the moment, for these moments. I'm walking with my dog and it's beautiful out and I'm listening to my audiobook and you
Mhm.
know and it's just fantastic.
Yeah.
Staying in that mindset is it's just it's so nice.
The
It's been
relief.
so lovely.
Yeah, but it's also taken a lot of work to get to that point too, so,
Yeah.
a lot of people be like, "Well, I went on a walk or I did these things and I still feel like shit." That's because your mindset is, you're not present, you're not actually absorbing, there's still a lot of blocks and beliefs and emotions that need to be worked through and felt through that are in the way. So I guess I wanna, like, note that for people that are listening, if they're like, I'm not having this experience that Scott's having when I go for a walk with my dog or whatever. But I think that's a testament to a lot of the work that you've been doing. And so these experiences, these like seemingly simple experiences, provide so much more medicine, because so much more is available to you, you know. So yeah, I want to point that out.
Sorry. I had a little
You okay?
technical.
You're,
Yeah.
you're glitching over there.
No, not glitching. I forgot that I have to I had a client was going to come by and pick up an SD card, and I was so enthralled in my gratitude speech that I forgot to put the SD card on my door, so
You did
and,
that. Oh,
yeah,
that's good.
she'll be here any second. Um yeah. Yeah.
You.
Yeah.
Anyways,
Good times. Good times. Hey,
hey,
come on. What are you doing?
what's going on?
My camera was getting. So Matt says, like you, Scott, I try to get at least one person to smile each day, and then I'm assuming he said this like, "How you doing?"
Oh.
That's how I heard that. That's how I heard that.
I think
So
that was accurate.
yeah, yeah. So what's new and exciting in your coaching world these days?
It's new and exciting in my coaching world. Um, well, one thing that I guess this is like not quite in the coaching world, but related. I We started the a mastermind that I do through the Rochester Rotary. We kind of took a little break and restarted. Some people, stepped out, and another person joined in. So the group is a little more cohesive. And so we kind of we restarted on Monday, and the energy just felt really good. And I shared that with everyone in the group, and I like that. So I was thinking about that group. I was thinking about our group, our Thursday group that meets tomorrow, and just I guess, yeah, talking about community, just fostering this, little pockets of community that are highly supportive, really loving, and filled with people with, yeah, similar passions and goals and desires, and how life-changing that can really be. But that was what was on my mind this morning when I went for my
I it's been a very transformative, I guess, year for me. Probably the most I would argue is the most transformative in my entire life. Um, maybe bar one or two things in my past, but just the work that I've been doing with you, the energy work, um, my wife has been home on disability from her shoulder surgery, and we've been communicating and connecting in ways that we never have before, and our our relationship is just like so much. It's at such a higher level, and I can really say that a lot of that is due to my new awareness of myself.
Yeah.
And when you start to, and I never really understood, I thought I understood that whole idea that you can't love others until you love yourself, and that kind of thing. And it wasn't until I started to understand myself that I was able to start to understand others, what they're going through, what their challenges are, and how to navigate those, and change the knee-jerk reactions that we were taught, either directly taught or indirectly taught, just by witnessing people do it, be it from your parents or from older people that you're around and stuff. It's kind of interesting. Just been a couple of situations where it was somebody did something, and the typical response would be, "That's bad. What are you doing that for? You're a jerk. You're, and my response was, well, hold on a second. This person needs support. This person needs to be understood. We need to talk to this person and find out why they're acting this way and why they're doing this thing, why they need to do this. What's the point? Try to understand the actions instead of immediately reacting to the action with some sort of punishment or criticism, or some kind of negative thing. It's like, wait a second, I want to understand what's going on with this person. It sounds like they need support. With a lot of that stuff, goes with addiction. Like people who have addiction, the common response for years and years and years was, it's a character flaw. They're weak. They're, whatever. And now people are starting to understand. It's like, no, this person needs support. This person needs some sort of counseling. We need to understand what they're doing, why they're doing these actions, and just being able to understand myself and know where I'm at has helped me to better understand other people.
Yeah. And like you talk about kindness, like probably the best way to be more kind is to start being kind to yourself. And then when that becomes a habit, like if you respond to your own fears with kindness instead of anger or whatever, then it's more habitualized to then respond to other people with that same disposition. But if you criticize yourself all the time, then you're going to be criticizing other people, even if you don't do it outwardly. There's going to be a lot of judgment or fear. And you're still putting yourself as the center of the universe when you do that, instead of being able to step outside of yourself. So that's a big shift that can be.
I wonder how many people, and I won't say how many people are watching this because there's only 2, but maybe later when you watch this after the live is over, on the replay, how many people are like me back when I from time to time, I still do this. If I make a mistake, I go, "You idiot, you stupid, God, I'm so dumb. Why did I do something like that? Blah, 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 blah." And I think now when I do it, it's more in a jesting, joking manner, because I don't take it seriously. But there was a time where I would beat myself up for things that I did. And I didn't realize that I was just perpetuating that behavior.
Yes.
And beating myself down about it. And that was like, it was like a never ending cycle. And I was constantly doing that. And so whenever I would do something stupid, it was like, well, of course I did something stupid because that's what I do. And then, and then it would just keep going. And actually, kudos goes to the great Anne Graham, who was my therapist.
Oh,
Love you, Anne.
Anne. I didn't know you. I
You
love
love
Anne.
Anne
Oh, I
is
love Anne Graham.
the
We went to. How
best.
do I know her? Well, I just know a lot of people, but I can't. I can remember when we first crossed paths. But I've known her a very, very long time. She's very sweet.
Her
Very
office
sweet
was
human.
over off of Winton and French Road.
Yeah. Yep. I know. Yep. I know exactly. Yeah.
And she was very transformative in my life. It was great. It was like she was like a mother figure to me. She was very loving and very like nurturing, but she also called me out on my bullshit. And that was the best part. You know, she was like, I'm not going to let you get away with what you've been getting away with. And you know, it was really that was the beginning of this path that I've gotten on. And it's been a windy road. It's been a windy road. And I just, wow, I can't express it enough to people that if they could just find that voice inside themselves, that the voice that tells them that they're good enough, that they're, you know, maybe having a bad day, but this too shall pass. I mean, there's just this voice that I have now that I never listened to before, that I would push down and just never, it just, I don't know. It was like I was living with blinders on.
Fear does that, right? Like that's what fear does.
Is it fear? It's
fear. Yeah. And then when we relax, all the possibilities come forward, you know, so that's why I usually encourage, you know, shift the energy first. Don't try and force a problem solving, you know, but when you shift your energy into possibility, the answers just kind of show up out of nowhere. I know that's been happening for you quite a bit, but your system's, you know, so relaxed now and so open and available. Right. But versus when it's like fear-based, that's, you know, you get like this tunnel vision going on.
It's so true. I mean, you know, we still have those fears of things. But to be able to sit back and say, you know what, this is going to work out because I believe it will. I know it will because I'm grateful. And it's so funny because I can say this stuff and I can still step out of myself from and look at it from my old eyes and be like, you know, you sound like you sound like
an idiot.
You sound like a whack job, dude. Woo!
Yeah.
It's all going to be okay.
Thing I had to get over was the perception of what people thinking I'm dumb, people thinking I'm naive, people thinking, you know, so that was one thing I had to really work through in order to work on a lot of these skills, because those are usually the comments and those are the ones that I had about people doing these things. So, and then it's like, you know what? I already know I'm an intelligent being. I don't need anyone to, I don't care if they see that I'm intelligent or not. I already know I am. So if they think I'm dumb, whatever, fine. I don't really care. I know who I am. And so it requires you to deepen into more beliefs on yourself and to, you know, evade the judgment of others so that it doesn't affect you, because why would you let that ever hold you back, you know?
Oh man, I was such a victim of that, being held back by what other people think. And it, you know, it still gets me. If I find out someone doesn't like me, I'm like, I can't let it go. I'm like, why? Like,
it's funny, but you
know, I'm like,
I was thinking about that yesterday. There's people that don't like me, and I've been trying to be nice, and I'm just like, they just don't like me, and I guess I'm like, I don't really care. I'm just gonna just be me, and if they don't like me, they don't like me.
Yeah, and then it comes back to that. Well, that's their problem. Like that's obviously that's they're projecting something.
Of course,
that maybe they're jealous about,
jealousy,
because I was like, I'm a nice guy, dude. I'm actually too nice. I'm way too nice. I'm so nice that people, like, you know, have been taking advantage of me for years, and now I'm like, all right, kind of moving past
foot
that.
Down.
Yeah, trying to grow a pair, but it was just like there were so many times and so many situations where I was like I couldn't get over. It would like I would obsess about it. I'd be like, why don't this guy? Why doesn't this guy like me? Like what did I ever do to him? And then you like after some time goes by and finally there's a conversation had, and then you find out it was some stupid misunderstanding about something, and I was like, I was joking about that. I didn't mean that or whatever. It was like, no, you heard that wrong.
Right. Yeah.
Oh man.
Amazing what communication can do if we weren't so afraid to do it. It's insane. It's so insane. It is.
I think that's been the biggest thing is communication. The last 6 months for me has been it's been about communicating my own, like communicating with myself, communicating with others, letting people know where I'm coming from in a less emotional way, in a more, does that make sense? Like you
have to work through your emotions first, right? To be able to really communicate clearly. But most of us don't work through our emotions and try and like table them and then communicate over here. And it's just so disjointed. It's like, it doesn't really work that way.
The best was when I was going through an emotional time and I'm texting with you and you're like, yeah, whatever. What you didn't blow me off necessarily, but you were like, you need to get.
Kept telling you to wait.
Yeah, just hang on. Just get past this emotional part that you're going through right now, and then the answer will present itself. And then
I'm like, nope, wait, just wait.
And I'm glad I listened because it's like one of those things. You know how when you're on Facebook or something and you go to type a response and you're like, burr, 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 and then you're like, wait a second, I can't send that, and you backspace over it, and then you type another one, you're like, no, I can't send that. And you do that for 3 or 4 days until finally you're like, no. Oh man.
I'm always looking out for you. I'm looking out for all my peeps.
You do. You're like one of those, you're one of those AI videos that we see with the owl who's covering up her babies from the rain. That's you. And we're all down there.
I do feel like I always have this like protection thing around my clients.
You do.
It's probably not healthy, but it's always like, I'm like, okay, it's like once they're in my world, I'm like, okay, you're one of my ducklings now. come hither.
But that's good. It was useful for me. I don't, heck, I've gotten a lot out of it.
But it is weird to think about, but I do notice it's very like, once people become my client, it's a whole, I have like a whole different energy with that person. It's amazing, just even from the day before, from when they're not my client to then, they're in. It's like, all right, you're in now. It's like you enter a whole different like role in my mind or something. It's so weird.
And we're grateful for it, 100%. Gonna wrap up today. Do yourself a kindness. Do a kindness for others.
Do yourself a kindness.
Do yourself a kindness. What's that from? Could you do me a kindness? There's that video of the guy who's selling RVs, and he goes all crazy. Oh, you got to see that. It's really whacked. Anyway, sidetrack. RadicalLifeCoach.com for Stacey Steinmiller. She'll hook you up. She'll put you under her feathers and keep you dry. Scott at rockvox.com for all your podcasting, live streaming, voiceover, and non-owl feather needs. We're here for you.
But preferably positive and ways to change the world.
Yes. If you have a positive message, we'll help you get it out there. And we'll catch you next week on this show, whatever it's called, Positively Powerful.